This year at Shockbyte, we are celebrating our 10th anniversary.
So we thought we'd have a look back at 10 of the best games that have had a huge impact on the last decade.
In no particular order, let's begin.
Spoilers ahead.
You know what they say about farming? When you start farming, you gotta clean the farm so that the farm will be in the family and you'll have the farm clean.
Our first pick is the 2016 indie game created by Eric Barone, Stardew Valley. In the game, you take on the role of a character who inherits their late grandfather's dilapidated farm in a fictional place known as Stardew Valley. It's an open-ended game, meaning the gameplay has no predetermined limitations or fixed resolutions. As you take care of your farm, you discover the secrets of the world, build friendships with the villagers, and gain a new appreciation for the simpler things as you make the story your own. Barone created the game by himself for over 4.5 years, which was greatly inspired by the Harvest Moon game series. A part of what made the game so successful was the amount of customization available and the ability to become who or whatever you'd like. Although the game may not excel in graphics, it more than makes up for that in gameplay, with it being very easy to spend hours in the game due to it being calming, yet still requiring a bit of brain power, which comes together to make each play session both peaceful and fulfilling.
Following on from that, our next pick is Super Mario Odyssey, a 2017 3D platformer developed by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch. With 25.12 million sales since launch, it's no doubt that this game is definitely up there as one of the best and highest rated games, not just in the Super Mario series, but overall. In the game, Mario explores a variety of kingdoms and collects power moons hidden inside them. These are then used as a fuel source to power an airship known as the Odyssey, which is used to travel to new locations. Super Mario Odyssey is a game practically overflowing with secrets and new areas to discover, and while the exploration aspect of the game is largely due to the requirement of locating power moons and coins, it never feels boring. Overall, Super Mario Odyssey raises the bar for game development, specifically open world game design, and what platformers can achieve. Games like this are vital to the gaming industry, inspiring other developers to reach new heights by showing off the potential of what a game can achieve.
The next pick on our list is the 2018 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar Games, Red Dead Redemption 2. The game is the prequel to the 2010 game Red Dead Redemption, and it's the third game in the Red Dead series. The development lasted over 8 years. The story is set in a fictional representation of the United States in 1899 and follows the events of outlaw Arthur Morgan. It's presented both through third and first person perspectives and allows the player to roam freely across the old American West. Not only does the game have an extensive and well-written single-player storyline, but also includes a highly immersive online mode, allowing players to create their own story with friends. Since its 2018 launch, the game has had over 50 million sales, which is no surprise when Red Dead Redemption 2 excels in practically all aspects that any game should. The game's greatest strength is the real-world graphics it presents to the player, with each character being dynamic in their own way and a story that influences their action, which in turn influences the story.
In a similar vein to Red Dead Redemption 2 is the next game on our list. Being the second highest grossing game of all time with 175 million copies sold since its launch in 2013, it's Grand Theft Auto 5. Again, developed by Rockstar Games, GTA 5 follows the story of 3 criminal masterminds, Michael DeSanta, Franklin Clinton, and Trevor Phillips. Being the 7th main entry into the Grand Theft Auto series, and the 15th overall, GTA 5 is likely as successful as it is for a multitude of reasons, such as the non-linear approach, humorous AI and characters, the massive attention to detail, or almost endless exploration and discoverability. However, chief among them is likely the sense of freedom you get when playing. Due to the game being free roam, it allows you to do more or less what you want when you want, while still having some realistic limitations. Overall, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a very well-rounded game, with an extensive and lively world. We can only wait and see what Rockstar Games have in store for us next.
At the number 5 slot, we have Fortnite. Developed by Epic Games and released in 2017, it has 3 distinct game modes: Battle Royale, Save the World, and Creative. While both Creative and Save the World were a success for Epic Games, Fortnite Battle Royale, in which 100 players fight to be the last one standing, became immensely popular and became a cultural phenomenon, up there with the likes of Minecraft and Among Us. Many factors contributed to the game's success, whether it be due to the game's competitive yet fun nature, the fact that it's free to play, or its accessibility due to it being on almost every platform imaginable. With 125 million users in less than 1 year after its launch, there's no doubt that Fortnite's impact is almost unmatched.
Developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, next up is Marvel's Spider-Man. Released in 2018, originally for the PS4, and then later the PS5 and Windows, the game is based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. It tells an original story, inspired by the long-running comics and drawing from various adaptations of the Marvel Universe in other media. Development of Marvel's Spider-Man began in 2014 and took approximately 4 years, and in mid-2022, the game hit a sales milestone of 33 million copies. The game likely became such a huge success because of the way it laid satisfying combat and a sincere story onto the thrilling web swinging built by Insomniac Games. Not only are the game's controls intuitive and freeing, but adding this to beautiful graphics and an exceptional story, it goes to show why the game was such a hit.
Performing well since its launch with 23 million units sold, our next game is God of War. It was developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment in 2018 for the PS4 and later ported to Windows in early 2022. God of War features two protagonists, Kratos and his younger son Atreus. Following up the death of Kratos' second wife Faye, the two embark on a journey to fulfill her quest that her ashes be spread at the highest peak of the 9 realms. But what made the game so popular? God of War's popularity is likely because of the fun and intuitive gameplay and the brilliant storyline, which is elevated to excellence by the way it represents the significance of the relationship between the game's protagonists.
Our next pick is a 2013 action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog, The Last of Us. Development of the game began in 2009, and it was published 4 years later by Sony Computer Entertainment. In the game, players are tasked with escorting a teenage girl called Ellie across a post-apocalyptic United States. Players control a character known as Joel in the third-person game, and can use firearms, improvised weapons, and stealth to defend against hostile humans and cannibalistic creatures who have been infected by a mutated fungus. Selling over 1.3 million copies within its first week, and 37 million since launch, it's no wonder the game was such a huge success. The Last of Us is another game on our list, in which its greatest strength is the captivating storyline it presents to the player. The Last of Us invests a great deal of thought into the central characters and the dilemma they're in, so it's not really a surprise that Craig Mazin, one of the main developers of the game, described it as the greatest story that has ever been told in a video game.
Coming in at the penultimate place on our list is the 2018 party game Among Us. Developed by Innersloth, the game takes place in a space-themed setting with each player being a colorful, armless cartoon astronaut. Each player takes on 2 roles, either imposter or crewmate. While most players will become a crewmate, a small number of the players will become an imposter, and their job is to kill the crewmates without being found out. The crewmate's job is to complete their assigned tasks and work out who the imposters are, and vote them out before being killed. Although the game was released in 2018, it didn't receive mainstream attention until 2020, when many YouTubers and Twitch streamers began playing it. That, as well as recent world events, helped boost the game's popularity drastically, causing the game to have gained the attention of roughly 150 million different users. Part of what makes the game so appealing is the multiplayer aspect, making what's overall a simple game into a huge cultural sensation.
The final game on our list is Minecraft. Although the game was originally released in 2011, we think it still deserves a spot on this list due to how impactful it's been over the last decade, not just for Shockbyte, but the entire planet. With every YouTuber under the sun making some form of content on the game, it's hard to deny that Minecraft's developers Mojang really struck gold with this game. Available for almost every platform, Minecraft beat Tetris as the most sold game of all time in 2019, and it now stands at a staggering 238 million players. The game's success can be attributed to what it offers the player in terms of freedom, letting the player create whatever their heart desires, and with over 100,000 mods available on CurseForge alone, the game can well exceed its vanilla capabilities.
Now obviously, we couldn't include every single game on the list, so here are a few honorable mentions.
If you think we missed anything, or would like to give your opinion, let us know by leaving a comment down below.
All of these games have had such a huge impact on the last 10 years, and over those years, the gaming industry has evolved a lot.
Make sure you subscribe to Shockbyte so you don't miss our next video, where later next week we'll be looking at how the industry has grown and which things in particular have had the biggest impact.
Here at Shockbyte, we're excited to see what the future of gaming has in store for us. Thank you for watching.